Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I just received my Mondo Cyclops, and this one was released last year in June, the pre-order. I think it was like maybe third week of June, maybe, or mid-June. This one here had edition size of 1500, and I know that there was one that was released during San Diego Comic-Con, which was like a classic variant, and that was limited to 650 pieces. The price tag of this is about 240 USD for the Cyclops that I have right here in front of me. So without further ado, guys, let's take a close look at the box here. So we're taking a look here. We got the classic Mondo style box. We got like the comic panels in the background. You see Cyclops to the left, he's firing out his Optic blast. So this is based off of the Xmen animated series, guys, from the 90s, early 90s, and the continuation 97, which is basically, it's just continuing the Xmen animated series from 92. So you got the side of the box here, guys. So classic Mondo style box. Got the comic panels right here. And back again. To the side, there you go. Let's take a look at the interior of the box. So it's got the front books, it's like a bookshelf style box, and it's got like Velcro that fastens the cover. So just to show you the interior here, so here's like a brief description on Cyclops. Cyclops was the first X-Men, and you guys, if you want to, you guys can just pause it and feel free to read that description on Cyclops there. All right, guys, without further ado, let's unbox this and see what it looks like. All right, guys, I just pulled Cyclops out of the box, and it came in two trays. So the top tray housed the following. So you got the main figure, Cyclops there. He's wrapped in plastic to prevent any paint rub on the plastic tray there. You got swap out portrait. Then you got an extra visor, different types of optic blast effects, alternate hands, and then you got the mega blast, like Optic blast here when he's going at full velocity. Then the second tray, you got another swap out hand. I believe that's to hold his cup of coffee there. And you got a little smoke effect, extra pair of glasses, a bunch of different visors. The center of the visors, they don't have that red line, the red paint across, because that opening there is to put the optic blast effects in there. And then you got Cyclops' iconic brown jacket. And you get two extra portraits. You get Cyclops without his glasses, and it looks like his eyes are charging up there, getting ready to do an optic blast. And then you got the classic Mondo stand here. All right, guys, time to assemble this thing together. Hey guys, so I just got Cyclops out of the box here, and normally articulation tests are done later in the video, but I figure while I still have this in my hand before I start swapping out the portraits, why not just get the articulation test out of the way here. Okay, so Cyclops head, left, right, up, down, goes not all the way, but it's good enough. And then we got the lateral. You can move his arms out laterally. I don't want to force it too much, guys. I mean, its joints are a little stiff. They always have been with Mondos. He's got like bicep swivel, right? So you can do like a full 360 if you want with a bicep swivel. Bends at the elbow, right? 90 degrees out. And then you can move his hands, his fist, 360 degrees, and same for the other side here. He does have an ab break here, so you can do like a little bit of an ab crunch. Actually, mine's a bit stiff, not really, but I don't know, I'm not gonna force it, guys. Okay, so you can kind of move him at the waist a little bit. You can move him at the waist, of course. But of course, because this harness here, you see at the bottom there, it's fastened there. It's like a solid, like, I don't want to break that. So there is some limitation when you swivel him at the waist. And then you can kind of do the splits. Of course, the sides of his tights, they do kind of restrict it, so I won't force it. These little shin, or sorry, upper leg guards here, they slide up and down, right? These ones here. I notice with that, cell shading is really nice on this, guys. I mean, Mondo does an amazing job with their cell shading. Leg goes up, goes down, bends at the knee, right there. And he does have ankle swivel as well. And you can even, over here, you can move it, the foot up, move it down a little bit. There you go, guys. So it's not too bad. I mean, all Mondos, from what I've had, they've always had like stiff joints like that. Very few of them are. But I mean, I'm not really a heavy poser with my figures. You know, I like to just I pose them just marginally, like very slightly, and then I'll have them on the shelf and just look at them. Because I mean, I don't really play with my stuff. I like to just look at them. But I mean, overall, I mean, look at that. Look at that sculpt for Cyclops. I mean, this is the Cyclops that I remember growing up watching on Xmen animated series. Overall, very nice. I mean, look at the back there, guys. Tights. The line work on the buckles here. Bottom of the boots. And then wherever the breaks are, like the ab break and stuff, you got like the shading there, the cell shading. More cell shading too is like right side here, you got nice shadow effect. So overall, very nice. I like the detail on the Xmen logo. It's done very nicely. All right, guys, let's swap the portraits out. Start off with the first one. Let's see what he looks like with the shouting face. Hey guys, so I just swapped out one of the portraits. Here's the first one right here. So we got the shouting face for Cyclops. So just take a look at the back of the head here. Not bad. I gotta push the head down a little more on mine. But I mean, it's a really nice head sculpt. The funny thing is I was trying to swap out one of the hands here, and I'm having a really hard time pulling this out, guys. I wish they kind of made it a little looser on mine, but I'm gonna try to pull one of these out, guys. Even if I don't plan on like swapping out all the hands for this one, but I do want to swap him out with the hand that's holding the cup of coffee, because I want to have him wear his iconic jacket and see what he looks like with the cup of coffee. All right, guys, let's move on to the next portrait. So I'm back. I got the next portrait on my swapped out, my Cyclops. So this is the Sentinel head Cyclops. So if you guys are wondering where the Sentinel head came from, let's take a look at the back here. So this one, because I know some people are wondering, this one is based off of in the episode in the Xmen animated series 92. It was an episode called Till Death Do Us Part. And Wolverine was in the danger room while the rest of the X-Men were away. And he was fighting a duplicate version of Cyclops in the danger room. And every time he would defeat him, Cyclops would change his form. The danger room duplicate that it was created. And there was one where he turned into like a big Sentinel. So it was like Cyclops' body with like a Sentinel head. And the next thing you know, Wolverine gets wiped out by this giant Sentinel Cyclops in the Danger Room. So that's where this head came from. Alright guys, let's see what he looks like with the last portrait, which is the one where he's not wearing his glasses at all or his visor. Okay, so I just swapped out the Cyclops portrait. So this one here, he's not wearing his visor or glasses. So there he is. Looks really good. You can see it looks like he's about to charge up for an optic blast. Very nice. And then take a look at the back here. You can see the two-tone in paint where it's like darker on the lower part of the hair, lighter up top. You got the Xmen logo on his jacket. I had swapped the jacket out as well. So taking his arms off on mine, and then you see the Xmen logo there again. So taking the arms off on mine to be able to swap the jacket, put it on, it wasn't bad. It wasn't too hard. However, swapping out his hands, guys, like see the gripping hand, it was a lot of work. I felt like I had to do jiu-jitsu or put him in some sort of arm bar. It was really rough. So I'm sure that's not the case with other people who got this figure, but mine, it was way too tight. Swapping the hands out. And you can see the little cup of coffee or cocoa. It's got like a little smoke effect. Very nice. Alright guys, let's see what he looks like with the visor put on. So I just swapped out his goggles. Well, sorry, I said I was going to swap it out with the visor, but instead of the visor, let's focus on his shades first. Like, look at the glasses here, really nice. So all I did is just a separate piece that slides on to the sides of his head there. So they look really good, cell shading on the front, the lens. Really well done. All right, let's swap him out with a different. So I just noticed one of the heads here. So before we swap him out, the shouting head, it has a feature where apparently you can just take the front goggles out like this. So the front of the blasters, and then this is underneath like that. You'll see that like a little area. So what you do is you will be taking, from there you will be taking, let's take a look here. From here you can insert like these goggles here. So these goggles here have that little partial like spark coming out. So I'll show you guys. So all you have to do is like that, goes into the eyes like that. There you go. He's about to charge up for a blast. And then we're gonna see what he looks like with one of the other charge. We'll do like the maximum blast effect here. And you can see at the bottom, the end of it. So that's gonna go into right there. And I believe that's how it goes. So it gives that effect. He's about to do an optic blast. All right, guys, I'm going to plug this onto its body, onto Cyclops' body, and see what he looks like with the... I just got one of the blast effects fastened on to the front of his visor. I found out that you can just, the visor, there's different swap outs for the visor. And behind the visor, there are like little grooves that fasten onto Cyclops' face. And then the front of the visor has like an insert where you stick the blast effect. So depending upon the size of the blast effect, that'll dictate which visor you're going to put on. And visor that you put on that has a insert And there you go. So the side of his face there, see the visor there? I'll show you guys when he comes around again to the right hand side here. So right about here, there's a little gap in the visor. You take that off and there's swap out different size, different visors that'll accommodate to different blast effects. Overall, the blast effect looks really well done, guys. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this, with the exception to swapping out his fists, like his hands, which it was really tough to do. You know, I felt like I had to really wrestle with that, wrestle around. Overall, it's a pretty good figure, I would say. I'm happy with it. Okay, let's see what he looks like with a different blast effect. So now I just put the smaller blast effect in. And that's what it looks like there. So there you have that, small blast effect. It would be nice to have another, I'd put another figure in front of it to simulate him maybe attacking a villain. I should have put my Omega Red in front of him maybe. Well done, and let's try out the last blast effect, guys. So I'm back with the final blast effect. So this is where Cyclops is doing his quadruple optic blast, and you can see the effect here. I would say this one is my favorite effect. Mondo definitely did an amazing job with that. So, do I recommend this figure? I do. The only gripe I have is just with swapping out, you know, the hands. The issue with the hands is probably the big issue with mine, but of course it varies. Every person might have different issue with theirs. Some people might have an issue with maybe theirs are too loose. Some people might be articulation is too tight, right? But otherwise, yeah, I'm happy with this. I hope they do release the rest of the team sooner or later. I mean, I would like to get Xavier, Storm, Beast, etc. And please, Mondo, give us X-Men Animated Series Cable and Psylocke. I absolutely love those two at some point. And other than that, guys, I heard good things about their customer service. So if you have any issues with your Mondo figures, definitely contact them. I've heard nothing but just really good reviews about them. All right, guys, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the review. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Peace.